Good evening, Facebook world. Hello, hello. As you join the line, please tell me you're here. Say your name or tell me where you're from. Love talking about life purpose. So I can't wait to cover this tonight, and we shouldn't be too long. It should be a pretty quick one tonight. Hey there, Marianne. Great to see you. Awesome. Oh, hey, everybody. I can see a whole bunch of you. This will be a fairly quick one tonight. I'm just going to get straight to the point. Hey there, Beth. Hello, hello. Hello. Hey, Jamie. So good to see you. I can't wait to see you on Monday. Okay. Hey, Marie. Let me get straight into this. Hello, Mr. Tonkin. Good to see you on live. Okay, let me get straight into this, okay? I want to keep it pretty short, but I want to be very thorough with the points that I make in terms of really underlying the principles here, because tonight's topic is about life purpose. You know, I personally believe that every single one of us has a purpose on our life. We don't just come here randomly. We came here on purpose with an assignment on our life. And your assignment is a problem that you are assigned to solve, basically. You are a solution to somebody. You are a reward to somebody. Somebody out there needs you. You are necessary to somebody. And the way that I love to explain this is by an analogy that I call the fruit is never for the tree. This analogy really arrested my spirit when I first heard it. My personal mentor used to say this all the time, and ever since then it's literally become my own. So let me explain what I mean. The fruit is never for the tree. I want you to think about it. Have you ever seen an apple tree eat an apple? No. Have you ever seen an orange tree peel and eat the orange? No. Why? Because the fruit is not for the tree. It is for the benefit of those who will feed from that tree. And by the same token, your gift is not for you. It is for the benefit of those who will feed from your tree. See, if you don't find, I believe we have a responsibility to discover what our life purpose is, and then we have an obligation to use our life purpose to serve the masses. Why? Because the fruit isn't for the tree. It's not for you. See, if you don't find and discover the assignment on your life, it's not even you that misses out, because your gift isn't for you. You can still go and access all the other people that inspire you. You can get access to everyone that, that you can nourish yourself from. You can go to everyone else's trees out there, all the mentors that you follow, or the audios you listen to, or the people you're connected to, and you can feed from their tree. You can get the nourishment you need for your soul by feeding off their fruit. So it's not even you that misses out if you don't deliver your gift. It's all the people that could nourish themselves with your wisdom, that need to hear your message, that have heard the principles of your message, but they haven't heard it your way. They need it delivered from you. They need it, they need to hear it through the filters that they relate to in you. And so that's why I believe it's not just, I've got a purpose in my life. We need to accept it as a responsibility, an obligation to discover what it is, and then to use what our gifts are to serve the masses. So here's 3 points. Hey there, everyone. I want to just touch on 3 points now that help you work out what the assignment is on your life, or to give you a clue to at least get on path with that. And this is something that I basically coach all the people that I coach, all of the people that I work very closely with in personal coaching. This is essentially the bottom line of all of it. It's helping them discern that, work out their lessons and peel back their layers and resolve all their unresolved emotions and heal their wounds and their hurts, so that they can discover their life purpose, so that all those unresolved things don't create blocks from knowing what they're here for. And so this is something I get so passionate about. I've been through a big journey myself, particularly over the last 3 years, a huge, very deep and very painful journey. And I believe, through that journey, I've had a chance to develop my gifts and to develop my fruit. It's like, just because you kind of start to know your gift, just because you kind of know what your fruit is, doesn't mean that the fruit's ready to eat in the first season. You think about it. Sometimes you might go by a nectarine tree and, the first time that nectarines come out of that tree, they can't be eaten. They have to fall off and they have to come back in next season. Maybe in the second season, you can eat the fruit. It needs to be developed more. The tree needs to be more mature. It always had that fruit, but the fruit wasn't ready. It wasn't full of enough nourishment. It wasn't ready to be available to feed, somebody else. And so it's the same thing. We're always on a journey of developing our gifts. Hey there, Simone. So let me give you 3 signposts, 3 things to look out for to your personal, what I call your assignment, the assignment that's on your life. So number 1, what you love is a clue to the gifts and the wisdom that you contain to complete your assignment. Love is the map to your wisdom, okay? So think of it. What do you love? What do you have like insatiable desire for? That, like for example, for me, it's children. Everyone loves kids. So many people love kids, but there's something deeper about it for me. There's this, it's not just, I love kids, they're so cute. There's something that burns me about that I wouldn't say necessarily I guess you could say I have a deeper love in a different way. So when you have a love for children, for example, a special wisdom, really begins to grow and develop in you. To be able to understand children differently to the next person. If you're someone who's got a love for animals, you develop an intuition, a special wisdom for their behavior, to know what they want and what they need, and almost like you can hear their soul speaking to you in a way that other people can't understand. They love animals, they think they're cute, but they don't feel them the way that you feel them. You can sense what they're feeling, but no one else can sense it the way you do. When you need wisdom in your marriage, love for your mate love for your partner must be birthed first. So what you love is a key to knowing what you are here, what you are assigned to resolve, or assigned to heal, or assigned to improve. So wisdom is the product of love. Anything you love so deeply and passionately, if you follow that love, if you follow that passion, if you start to unpack it, unravel it, and start to work on yourself hard enough to remove the blocks in your life so that you can understand what that deep desire is trying to, teach you or call you. It is calling you to something. When you do that, you'll understand and you'll begin to develop this incredible wisdom. I have never done any kind of degree whatsoever, for example, with regards to children. I'm not a psychologist. I'm very upfront about that. I've not even done any kind of anything, nothing, no counseling, no how to work with children, no nothing. And I remember I ran a workshop one day and this gentleman sat in the front row and he had a very rigid posture and he had his arms crossed and he said to me, "So what are your qualifications?" And I said, my qualification is my birth certificate. This is imprinted. This is on the blueprint of my soul. This is the reason I came here. So the fact that I'm here, that's my qualification. My birth certificate is my qualification. That's my degree in this. I don't know where my wisdom comes from. But it started to develop once I really started to follow and try to question, not just, I love kids, everyone does, and I just do too. No, I love something deeper. So what you love is a key to something that you are assigned to heal. Okay, now for those of you that live anywhere near Adelaide, I'm about to announce tomorrow, it'll go up on Facebook, I'm running a workshop, a spiritual expansion workshop for 2.5 hours, not this coming Sunday, but next Sunday, the 28th of May. And I'm going to be covering this topic. It's going to be all about how to unpack and unravel your life purpose, why you have certain visions, why you can see certain things, why you have certain passions, and all this. We're going to really unpack it. So if you're out there, and you want to kind of make sense of what's going on for you, or you want to make sense of, why you're getting the ups and why you're getting the downs. What's the message in that? How do I know whether when something doesn't go right, how do I know whether that's the universe testing me to prepare me for what I'm assigned to, or whether it's trying to redirect me? It's trying to say, no, you're not on the right path. All that kind of stuff. If you can understand your purpose, it makes it easier to understand. So if you're feeling a bit seriously, if you've got the ability to drive to Adelaide, I promise you I will give you all of myself at that event. I've had a lot of things pulling on my spirit and on my heartstrings around, helping people just discover their life purpose. So we're going to cover that in detail for 2.5 hours on Sunday, the 28th of May. Details will be out on that tomorrow. So what you love is a clue to the gifts and the wisdom that you contain to be able to complete your assignment. Now, here's the second thing. What you hate, okay? What you hate, just can't stand, just rubs you the wrong way. You can't settle for it. You can't tolerate it. What you hate is a clue to something that you are assigned to correct. The reason you hate that so much so that it's like, it doesn't just annoy me. I've got to do something about that. I'm sorry, but that is just so not okay with me. What you hate is a clue to something that you are assigned to correct. So what you love is a clue to something that you're assigned to heal. What you hate is a clue to something that you are assigned to correct, okay? You can only conquer something that you hate. You can only conquer something that you hate, okay? Anger is passion. Have you ever wondered why others were not angry about situations that absolutely infuriated you, just took all your peace away from you? Why doesn't that? For example, let me give you an example. I care about the fact that in other countries there are children who can't eat, and there are children who are homeless, and there are children, I think it's really sad that, there are children who get exploited, etc., etc. But it doesn't steal my peace. It doesn't consume me. I care, but it's not my assignment. But there are some of you out there that is like the deepest, you hate it. You can't stand the fact that these countries have money while there's people starving over there. It literally takes your sleep away from you and your peace away from you to know what's happening, in some of those countries. And the reason you hate it more than I do is because you're assigned to correct it, or you're assigned to be part of the correction of it. That's a clue to your assignment. You can't conquer something that you don't hate, because let me put it to you like this. Whenever there's a change in the world of any kind, let's say you hated anything, I don't know, it could be the tax system, could be the medical system, could be big pharma, could be whatever. Do you know who's going to be the person one day to change all that, to prove that there's a cure for cancer, or do this, or do you know who's going to be the person that actually, eventually there will be change, eventually we will get evolution on those things, and eventually, maybe in this generation or maybe not, but one day things will be different, just like things are different right now than what they were years ago. And guess who changed them? The person who hated it bad enough, the person who couldn't stand it, that wouldn't settle for it, the person who could not tolerate it, that did not care. What happened? Why did Nelson Mandela, why was he able to do what he did? He didn't care what he had to suffer. He didn't care how long he got locked up for. The depth of his hate for the situation of how the blacks were treated put him in a situation where he didn't care what the consequences were. And his hate for that situation is what gave him the power to conquer everything that went on and everything that used to happen to the blacks, just as one example. So what you hate is a clue to something that you are assigned to correct, okay? 3 wisdom keys in understanding anger is this. Here's the 3 little keys to understanding anger. You cannot correct what you are unwilling to confront. Okay, you've got to be willing to confront something in order to correct it. The person who becomes willing to confront it is the person who just can't stand it the way it is. They hate it so badly. All of a sudden now they don't even care what the consequences are. They're just willing to confront it. Okay? Anything permitted will increase. Anything that is permitted will increase, which is why we need people to hate things to stop it from increasing and getting out of hand. Okay? And what you can tolerate, you cannot change. You cannot change what you can tolerate. So nothing changes until someone can't tolerate it the way it is anymore. The person who creates the change is the person who cannot tolerate another second of what that is. So there's so much purpose in things. So pay attention to what you love and pay attention to the things that you really, really hate. And finally, the third one and the final one for tonight, and like I said, we're going to go through this in the workshop on Sunday, the 28th of May, in a whole lot of depth, okay, here's the third one, the third key to knowing your life purpose. What grieves you? What grieves you is a clue to something that you are assigned to heal. Okay, what grieves you? What just pains you? Let me use that same example I used in the last one. So let's say there are just starving children in another country. It's not just like, oh yeah, when I think about it, I feel bad. It hurts you. You might not have even seen them in real life. You've never been to that country, but something calls you there. You literally can cry about it. You hear that someone's been cruel to animals, and it doesn't just go, oh my gosh, geez, I hate people like that. It grieves you. It will sit heavy on you for a whole day. You will literally cry as though that happened to you. Okay, it doesn't just anger you. It doesn't just kind of piss you off. That's the part that you hate, but it goes further than that. It grieves you. Okay, so what grieves you is a clue to something that you are assigned to heal. So tears talk. Pay attention. This is why vulnerability is so important, and why it's so important for us to create environments amongst our relationships that feel safe for everybody to be vulnerable, particularly in our families. Okay, so whatever makes you weep, whatever gives you tears, is a clue to something that you're assigned to heal. Tears talk. Listen to them. Listen to them. That's your higher self connecting with you. That's a guidance coming to you. Okay, compassion is a signpost. Caring deeply qualifies you as an instrument of healing. Caring deeply, compassion, deep compassion, as though it's happening to you. That qualifies you as an instrument of healing. Okay, so think of yourself, what is it that grieves you? Is it battered wives? Is it sexual abuse? Is it molested children? Is it ignorance? Is it disease? Is it poverty? Is it pornography? Is it abortion? Is it immunization? Is it homelessness? Is it, cruelty to animals? What is it? What is it that grieves you? Ask yourself those questions. What do I love, have such a passion for? What do I hate? And what grieves me? What really arrests my spirit? What gets me every time? Okay? Those are the signposts, okay? What makes you cry is a clue to a problem that you have been anointed to change. You're the one with that gift. You're the one that has to discover that gift, develop that gift, and then you have to develop that gift so that you can leave your fruit hanging from your tree. Because it's one thing for you to have the fruit, it's one thing for you to know you have the gift. But people can't feed from your tree unless you make your fruit available. There's no point having fruit that's right up on the top branch and no one can get to because there's no ladder. Once you define it and develop it and uncover it, then you need to make it available. Then you've got to find a platform that you can serve that gift from, so that you can make your responsibility to humanity is to make that gift, that fruit, available to the masses. Okay, and sometimes that's where your journey starts. Well, it's one thing to know I've got the gift, but putting myself out there with it is scary. I might be judged. I might be criticized. What if I'm not good enough? What if someone disagrees with me? What if I get in trouble? What if this? What if that? And that's where all, fears and things start happening. And that's where you've got to know what your own, what your own journey is and what your own lessons are. So that's it from me tonight. Thank you, Bronwyn. Guys, I've been looking down the bottom here the whole time, catching some of your comments. Give me some quick feedback. Do you get value from that? I just mentioned, hey there, Mr. English. I just mentioned the other night, what I'd love for you guys to do, particularly those who are, on all the time, the hard thing about Facebook Live is I don't get any feedback. See, if I was at the front of a room doing a presentation from a stage, I notice your energy, I pick up on your body language, I can see by the expression on your faces whether it's resonating, whether it's not, whether you're getting value, whether it's not, and that feedback helps to guide me or anyone as the speaker to know how to continue feeding the crowd, how to nourish you with the message. But on Facebook Live, I don't get that kind of feedback. So the way you guys can help me so that I can provide you with more value and to know what you're getting value from is hit your love button, hit your like button, hit your whatever, wow button, grateful button. If you don't agree with me, if it angers you, that's okay. Go ahead, be angry, and use your angry button, whatever it might be, okay? So I would love for you guys to give me that feedback because then I know, what is it that resonates? What is it that touches people? That's it from me tonight. if you are really searching for the meaning to your life, go back and watch this 10 times and look out for my post tomorrow. Make sure you've joined my Facebook group called Unbecome-Spiritual Expansion. I'll be advertising in there tomorrow, all the details for the workshop on life purpose, how to discover it, how to know it, how to know all your signposts. We're going to unpack this for 2.5 hours and you'll have the chance to ask and have all your questions thoroughly answered. So as I always say, guys, don't ever leave here the same person you were when you got here. Make sure there's a shift in you every time you hear something, every time you're exposed to any kind of new idea or perspective. It takes courage. So as you leave here, and depart from here with courage. The courage to believe in a better way. The courage to voice what you've got to say. The courage to thrive when times are tough. And above all else, the courage to know you are good enough. Good night, everyone. Love you, Nikki. See you next Sunday, hopefully. Thank you, Marianne. I would love to see you there if you want to listen to this for hours. See you guys. Thanks for the love.